Hi, this is Bobby Curnow, Chief Turtle Editor at IDW Publishing, and you are going to have a shell of a good time inside the Pull Bag.
Welcome to The Pull Bag. Join us as we dig out our latest comics and discuss them with a rotating panel of the GCRN crew. So sit back and enjoy this week's Pull Bag.
It is Sewer Surfin September 2017 in October for some odd reason. We have no idea why, folks, but we are continuing on here inside the Pull Bag with episode 154. I am one of your hosts, Steve, Joe, and Mike. Joining me is my totally turbulent... I can't even talk. Holy crap.
Nice try.
Move to Central Time Zone, and I get all kinds of fucked up. Totally tubular turtle friend, Mr. Joe Reed. We are here to talk about the epic 5-part event, TMNT DX, Q, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels, please.
Break it down. They generate into something cool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. That's a break, boy. Yeah, that's a break, little man. Break it down.
Well done.
Yes, exactly. So yes, Joe is here. I am here. We're going to be talking about this 5-part mini-series that they have done over at IDW. This was the August event for Turtles. Yes, this was because August was a 5-week month. This one is a little different than most of the other events. Usually, like, you look at Casey and April, one writer, one artist. They've taken the TMNT Universe approach with this. 5 different writers, 5 different artists.
And I'll be excited. Of course, I read these in the car on the way home, but not while I'm driving. But I read this while sitting in the car, and I wonder now if I'm going to see that there's different styles, if the storytelling is different. Because the art is definitely going to be different, but I wonder if they're riffing off of the different styles. I think the most notable thing about this Dimension X storyline is so in ongoing Turtles, they're back in Dimension X and Krang is on trial, and at the end of issue 73. The Turtles are... You have to go find these witnesses for Krang's trial. Go! And then, because there's a 5-week month, we get the mini-series where every issue, they tackle the storyline of the Turtles going and fetching some
witness
for Krang's trial. And the neat part is that of the 5 issues, it is one gigantic connecting cover.
Yep.
Done... I just forgot the first name.
That would be Nick Pitara?
Nick Pitara.
I think so.
Yeah, it's okay, that's where I got jacked up. Okay, I'm looking at issue 1 now. Yeah, cover by Nick Pitara, and it's 5 that hook together. It's a wrestling ring with Stump and Sling, and if you were a fan of the Archie Turtles, Stump and Sling are on the wrestling asteroid where the Turtles go and put cool suits on and wrestle. Yeah. And Turtles go to space, and that was a really fun arc back in Archie, and we're getting this lead up to what is kind of a throwback to that event.
Yep.
The interiors of issue 1 are done by Pablo Tunica, and I've liked this guy since there was a variant a while ago, I think Leonardo on a little scooter, and there's something very Muppet-like about their faces that I jive with, and then I also just like where he's sticking the weapons on them, and Leo's actually got 2 curved katanas with the strands that kind of add this other visual aesthetic. So I like this dude's art.
Yeah, when I first realized it was another connecting cover, and I told you that it was another... I mean, I'm pretty sure you knew, but, like, it didn't... It took me... I've read this twice. I read this back in September when we were originally going to record this, and we couldn't because I had something come up or you had whatever. It doesn't matter. But it's one of those things where I looked at each one of these covers as I'm reading through the issues the first time around, and I'm like, wait, that looks like... And then I clicked out of it, and I looked at the series page on Comixology, and I'm like, yeah, they are connecting covers. And I'm like, dude, these are connecting covers. And you're like, yeah, we got to find it. And I found one. It'll be in the post. The only problem with it is the one that I found is that the title and the numbering for each of them is in the image under each section of where the covers would break out, like where you would cut the covers, you know what I mean? Honestly, looking at the full image this way, it doesn't really bother me. Like, TMNT Dimension X 5 times across the thing kind of does, but like having the... I wish the number part of it, because it's all 5 issues is Leo's head, I wish it was like all 4 turtles and then maybe Ace Duck or something. Or,
I've got Leo, Raph, Leo, Mike, Leo.
Okay, well, this, yeah.
Is it different on that?
This one, the image that I found, the one that'll be in the post, the full image, the one that I found was, it's all Leo heads. So,
interesting.
I'm sure obviously you have the physical issues, I don't. I'm sure they are all different physically, but whomever put this together to have the connecting cover do that, which again, I love it when they do that kind of stuff.
I'm looking at these. It's the first time that I've taken these 5 issues and tried to hook them together. They don't line up all that well. There's a quarter of an inch missing here.
Yeah.
And we're losing somebody's knee pad here in the gap. It's probably trimming issues, I imagine. It's probably not something that they can really quality control, but you know what it just means I need to go to a convention. I need to talk to
Nick
and buy a print of the thing. So hey, thanks for giving me something to do, IDW.
There you go. Or you could just wait for the eventual trade, and maybe the full image will be in the trade without the numbers and all that. So yeah, fold out. Yeah, exactly. So this first issue is written by Paul Allor. Everyone will remember Paul. He did Turtles in Time. He's done several other Turtles things. As you already said, Pablo Tunica is on art. Sean Lee on letters. Bobby's on editing. And obviously Ted Adams is the publisher for IDW.
I like the way you say Tunica better.
Okay.
Good job. I don't think I'm saying that right.
Okay.
I think you got it. Yeah, good job.
So we start out, we're in orbit around the planet Gomo, and we have this bounty hunter dude, and he's doing evil things.
He's reading books and listening to music.
Yeah, that too.
This is interesting new villain that we're given here. This weird kind of shape-shifting bounty hunter alien in a suit looking thing.
Hak-R or Harka, I don't know. Hacker, there you go. That works. We get to the Turtles, who are all kind of joking around, that kind of stuff, and they're looking for their first witness. And that's one of the things, because I have not read 73 yet, so... Because the way I wanted us to do this was 73 to 75 would be the Trial of Krang. And yes, I understand this falls between 73 and 74. But I just originally figured, we can do this all at once. Because it's just that, after I read it the first time, it's just them going and getting the witnesses. So they're looking for these witnesses to testify against Krang at his trial for all the crimes that he has committed against, thousands and thousands of people. Millions upon millions, and
wiped out civilizations, whatever else he got up to.
Yep. And you change Krang from being pinkish to orangish, well, there'll be hell to pay. Yeah, I know. Alright, so we get this little furry blob looking thing that's the witness, apparently. and the planet they're on is all about emotions and how emotions allow you to change color depending on what you're feeling. And this has a very Inside Out kind of feel to me, like the Pixar movie.
Yeah, I didn't like that movie.
I liked it. I thought it was kind of funny. Although San Francisco really screwed up pizza. But anyway. So Hacker gets in there and convinces the little dude that the turtles are the villains. Which obviously is not the case, as the little dude finds out later. What are you thinking as we go through this first chapter of Dimension X?
It's we have the opportunity to see Hacker doing one of his many games. This isn't just a villain that relies on strength or stealth or chemicals or some weird niche. He has different tools that he uses. He's incredibly skilled, and here we get to see him gaming with charisma. He's a D&D character with a high charisma score. He's talking this alien into believing what he needs him to believe to get what he wants out of it. Mm-hmm. Which I think he's on the mission to murder these guys, I think.
Yes, he is. Yes.
So that they can't witness or testify.
Yeah, we find this out at the end of the series here, but essentially Hacker was sent by Krang. Spoilers! So the turtles get caved in on from the bomb that Hacker plants, and he tries to get away, and this is where the turtles figure out, what I love about this is after they get trampled in the cave there, and Hacker is explaining his line of work to the little being, or whatever the little alien dude's name is. Yes, being a hero, the hero profession. A lot of heroing. And because I'm a heroic hero, I'm afraid I have to tell you the truth. The Warlord Krang really is on trial, and we really do need your testimony. And it's like... wow. We get the origin of the little emotion dudes and how Krang came into their planet and basically used them for, reading people's emotions during torture. And oh my god. I mean, we knew Krang was an evil jackass, but wow. Things that get revealed that he has done to people in this series, damn.
And the characters of Shredder and Krang, who, when in the 90s we grew up watching the cartoon, they were partners, they were equals. This series, you got to see Krang, you got to see Shredder, and the way that they built them, as diabolical and evil and sinister and conniving and as backstabbing as they each are, there was no room for them to partner up. There was no chance of that ever happening, and I loved that they baited us with that, but then yanked it away. And this is one of those diabolical things that Krang is up to that I think would even be beyond Shredder to a point.
Yeah, I mean, we all knew, like, back when we hit issue 37, the cover, it's, Shredder versus Krang. By that point in the series from IDW, we kind of knew, okay, they're not going to team up. And I'm glad they didn't, because they have two very different agendas. This isn't... May he rest in peace. This isn't Uncle Phil and Pat Fraley, Shredder and Krang. This isn't where, Krang is the overlord and Shredder's the dumb underling, even though he wasn't that dumb in the 87 cartoon. But you know what I mean? It's like, this isn't that. This is a much more serious version of each of those characters. And that's why I think, and I'll say this until, somebody chokes the air out of me, this is the best version of the Turtles. Comics, cartoons, whatever. I mean, I know the 2012 series is very, very good, but just everything that Bobby and Tom and Kevin and all of those people have done, all of the artists over the last 5 or 6 years, just everything has been so amazing. And they, like, when we get to issue 4 later, my jaw dropped when I first read that. I was like, oh my god, they finally got him. And I already mentioned his name earlier, but we'll talk about him later. So the Turtles realize that the planet is based on emotions, and, Raph is like, oh, okay, well, if it's based on emotions, I'm gonna use mine, and he breaks him free, and they go after the ship, Hacker's ship here.
Oh, guys, I think I just figured out what emotion-based physics means.
Yep.
Mikey flying through the air.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that he's high as a kite? Hey, wait a minute.
There's no strings on him, though. Yeah, so we get to Hacker's ship, and Bean is being he's kind of asking Hacker some questions about why there are so many weapons on the ship and everything else, and of course it comes to the natural, oh, guess what? Your trip is going to end very swiftly because I'm going to kill you now.
I wonder why he waited so long to do that. Dramatic tension.
Well, he had trapped the turtles, so we needed time for them to escape, and he's convincing Bean, or however you say his, because I'm not going to call him Bean or Ben, because there's a comma between the B and the first E, so it's Bean. He needed time to escape. He needed the ruse to keep going up until this certain point, I guess.
Because this is right as
the turtles
Raph is channeling his anger to rip the ship open.
Mm-hmm. He's like, they're like, oh, there it is. We're too late. And Raph's like, I don't think so. Mikey's stinky feet! And this helps him crash into the ship, and yeah. So the ship goes down. They save the little dude, Bean, and they get away, and so does Hacker. And they have somewhat of a fight with him, a little bit, and we see a little bit of his shape-shifting ability and ability to kind of disappear and morph around you and all of that.
Pretty wicked. It's when you take the turtles who are used to fighting the foot ninjas and you make them have to work harder by giving them things that don't work with ninjutsu, that don't work with martial arts, and yes, a shape-shifting, poison gas emitting liquid metal dude is gonna do that. I love the panel. My pages aren't numbered. Where Leo's uppercutting him and those beautiful motion lines on the arm. Yeah. Someday I gotta try drawing something like that with that cool motion blur. Never done it before.
Yeah, that would be very, very cool. Yeah, when Leo's hitting, the uppercut, so cool.
Hey, is Rhonda on colors? Because that's kind of cool on that panel too. Nobody's on colors.
Nobody. Well, yeah, it's all done by Pablo.
Okay.
It didn't list. If it had listed Rhonda on colors, I would have said it.
Yeah.
So they convince Bean to go with them to testify against Krang, and he's talking about, I must say, I was incredibly impressed by your performance. Among my kind, such strong emotions are displayed only by those on the cusp of full maturity, at a time when their orbs are rapidly changing and their hormones are running amok. You mean like teenagers? Yeah. So we get Hacker kind of disappointed when all these other orbs come out. And he's like, oh, no use getting upset over it, and that's how the first issue ends. I love how weird this is.
And I love
Stop it. Knock it off. Don't do that.
How he handles defeat in these issues. He just kind of brushes it off. It's like, I'm going to be back at it. He doesn't give up. He doesn't get frustrated. He doesn't throw a fit or knock something over. He just, all right, next time. I should also like to point out that the Neutrino's car is a fancy hot rod looking thing with wings.
Yeah.
But definitely a different design than something as most definitely human like one in the cartoon was. So we get our hot rod and teenagers from Dimension X.
Very cool.
Represented.
Absolutely. And they show up here and they show up later in the series too. I wasn't sure if we were ever going to see Zach and Kala and I forget the other.
In the car, so they.
No, I know they are. Yeah.
The turtles are doing their thing. Like,
Oh no, absolutely. They're humanoid-like. I don't know. They're better as getaway drivers for now. So issue 2 of TMNT DX is written by Ulysses Farinas. Sorry, dude. And Eric Freitas. Art is done by Michael. Oh God, he told me how to say
Violinist.
Thank you. Yes. There you go. Letters by Sean Lee, edits by Bobby, and publisher Ted Adams. So I guess the artists are doing all the coloring as well on these, I would assume. Because it's 5 different art styles, so...
Yeah, and even I'm looking at the colors here, and I'm like, gosh, man, that looks like some physical stuff there, not digital.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mostly on the spaceship thing, but the rest of that's digital.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. It's really well done.
Very well done. Absolutely. So we start this issue off with Raph, not seeing why they're there. Let Dimension X figure itself out. And Leo, of course, is the other side of the argument, as he always is with the two of them, and that's fine. And they're like, hey guys, look, it's a cloud beast or something. We then go back to a flashback to 5 years ago, and we see giant face, chest-looking dude, sumo guy. I don't know what his name is off the top of my head until Krang actually says it. Anon. I think Mikey ends up calling him Annie, so we'll just do that. No, he's no relation to any Skywalker. Thank you very much. So Krang is like, every relationship must evolve, and I want you to give me the coordinates to his people's food supply and all of that, and he gives him the number. And now I'm wondering if the number means anything to IDW TMNT, because it's 2012-0915, so September 5th.
No, that was 2012.
Yeah, September 15th, 2012. I don't know if that...
16, 17. Is that the first... Is that when the issue launched?
I thought they launched in 2011.
Alright, hey, you keep summarizing. I'm gonna go
Okay.
find out what day of the week that was.
So we get a really, really disgusting looking image of Krang close up. He says, every relationship must evolve, even ours. I know you are lying, Anemon, that's what his name is. Loyalty is never absolute. I prefer to preempt any betrayals. So Anemon pretty much dishonors, his family and all of that, and he betrays Krang and wants to escape and ends up kind of banished on this planet that the turtles are on currently, where he's like, this is we meet this I guy who I guess his name is actually Imu or Imo or whatever. I wonder where Curly and Larry are. Yeah. So these two meet, and Anemon is blind and broken and just isn't feeling too good about himself for betraying his people to, for Krang. And Imu is like, yeah, I can help you. And we go to 4 years ago, where, it's been some time and they've been, together for a while. Anemon saves him again. He calls him I, and Anemon basically melds I into himself, and they become one. Yeah.
So we're led to believe that this is that it's Anon here it's capturing the eye, this frame,
Right,
and
yeah.
third figure, and making him serve him. His hair kind of grows around him, and he becomes his eye on the top of his head, and
Yep.
so the guy whose face was formerly his chest and stomach is now it's closed, it's kind of shut down. He talks through the mouth, but the eye is his. He is seeing through the eye.
Yeah.
So he's blind, but capturing this guy.
Yeah.
And I think we're caught up here with with him telling the turtles this story.
Yeah, his origin story, which I really think is fun, and I like it a lot.
September 15th was a Saturday in 2012,
Oh.
so I don't know what that was.
I don't know what that was either. Bobby, you'll have to let us know, or Tom, or somebody. Who knows? So basically, the turtles are talking about how they're gonna fight Animon and all of that, because Animon is talking this big game. Oh, he's this master sumo and all of that and everything else, and breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's gonna be an all-day buffet. And
So the game let me refresh. The game here is that he'll testify if they beat him, and they have 24 hours to beat him. Was that the game?
they have until sundown to
All right.
beat him.
I missed.
Yeah. Let me go back and make sure.
That's what that looked like.
Yeah, that's what it was. And if they didn't win, they basically just leave him alone, because he wants to be left alone. He doesn't want to even be fighting them. So he goes through with the fights, and Mikey goes through with these amazing purple-looking pizza things.
Tiring him out, getting
Yeah.
his belly full, and
You know
then
You know what this reminds me of? It's a pre-fight donut! Toka and Razor.
we haven't seen them in this series, have we? I don't.
No.
Hey, and you know what? They can use them. That's interesting that he came from the same movie as Jordan Perry, and they can't use Jordan Perry or Kino or Tatsu, but they can use Toka and Razor because they did in 2012 series. Interesting. I wonder if, you know why? It's because they were toys. Kino and Tatsu and Jordan Perry were never toys.
Yeah. Which is kind of sad.
Yeah, I'd have liked a Kino toy. So they get him all tired and worked and full of food, but then it's Leo's turn. They had been Donnie, then Mike, and Raph. But now it's Leo. It's almost sundown. But the turtles, I can't believe they did this. I kind of felt a little like they were being manipulative. They will go behind the dumpster, or the guy will throw Leo away, but then Leo takes off his headband and gives it to his brother. They switch headbands, and then he comes back out. Well, Mikey comes out wearing Leo's headband, and so they're getting a chance to rest, and they're tiring this dude out. Really shady, but funny, and they so they're wearing him out. But the battle concludes as I think he finds out that the game is on, and charges one of them, falls off a cliff. The eye guy, what are we calling him?
He's Imo, yeah.
Yeah, just to save himself, I think, leaps out, wraps himself around a branch, and boop, plops the symbiotic thing. The eye is safe, but then he's falling down.
Yeah.
But
One of
wait
these-
a minute. We see him. The eye dives. The eye lets go and goes down there after him.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep, he does. He goes down there after him because he wants to save him, and they're still separated at this point. And then another one of these cloud beasts.
Looks like an anglerfish.
Yeah. Animon says, "I'm not the same without my IMO," and like he's my mouthpiece, and he's like, I didn't say that. IMO was just trying to gas me up. He's his hype man. IMO is the Paul Heyman to Animon's Brock Lesnar.
See, I don't watch wrestling. I have no idea what that is, but
It's okay. Just watch 2002's Rollerball. You'll see Paul Heyman in there, with Chris Klein and a bunch of other people that no one cares about anymore. So he basically says Imo saved him, and he's not a prisoner, because that's what the Turtles thought originally, was that, you know,
Imo was the slave.
Was the slave, and it's not a slave. It's not a master-slave relationship. It's a symbiosis, as you've said. It's kind of like, you know, Spider-Man and the symbiote at first, and
the neat thing is when they're separated, their personalities are ever so slightly different. But when they're together, they're the one personality.
Yeah.
The big guy here does not have any fight left in him. He's tired. He's done. He doesn't want to have anything to do with it. But Imo's giving him that strength and power.
Yep. And after they beat the Cloud Beast, it's Raph, of all people, being the voice of reason and giving him a reason to live. And, you know, wow. Just Raph being the voice of reason. That just... What world are we living in? Oh my god. This is Dimension X, after all. So we see Hacker an hour later. Pizza's still warm. I must have just missed them. What good is a blind witness anyway? Kind of defeats the point. And that's how this one ends. Man, you know, you said at the beginning of this you were kind of worried or wondering about how the writing style was going to fit throughout all five of these. I think it fits pretty damn well. Like, yeah. I didn't know, like... There are certain comics and certain things that you notice it's a full story arc, but it's two different writers that just... It's so... This is very connected, and that's what IDW is always good at with the writing, is that always very, very connected. And
I think we have Bobby to thank for that, too, kind of keeping that consistent tone.
Absolutely. Bobby runs the ship here, and, you know, it's a whole Turtle team effort and everything else. And
I don't know what I want. I love this, and I love the consistency that they're able to pull off. When I see these 5 issues and 5 different artists, I almost want them to be slightly different tones, and then universe too. I want to see the Turtles in very strange, different situations that they don't usually get into, and then because of that, the writing style changes, the genre changes. Part of me wants to see that more, but no, this is fine. I don't want this to end. You know, if I get both at the same time, that's great. But this is awesome, and it's good to see that despite the art changing, we're getting these wonderful stories that surprise me, and like this one did, especially with the Eye being the dominant personality when we thought he was the captive.
Yep, absolutely. So issue 3, we've got Aubrey Sitterson on writing. Art is done by Carrie Randolph with colors done by John Rausch. Letters by Sean Lee, edits by Bobby Curnow, publisher Ted Adams. This is the wide world of Turtle Wrestling, everybody! Because this is the wrestling issue, and damn.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the art in this one. It's different, it's looser, there's more of that comic booky, digital, kind of spot tone, duo shade stuff going on in different places. A more graphic style on the Turtles, big bold blacks, big bold outlines, and almost kind of a Dan Duncan shape to some of these Turtles and some of these panels. But it's nice. It's a more expressive, and I'm jiving with it. But we are looking at Stump Asteroid here. I think that's what it was called back in the day.
Yep. And the Turtles are going wrestling, and I love this, and I wanted to get these. I have not gotten them yet, and I'll give you a link later, but not Mattel. Wow, hell no. Playmates, and maybe it was Mattel. Was it Mattel? No. Playmates and Hasbro, or whoever has WWE right now. I forget. Might be Mattel. I'm not sure. Anyway, there are TMNT WWE figures. So like Leo is John Cena, or Donnie is The Undertaker, Raph is Sting, Mikey is Macho Man. There's like two or
It's
three
the
different
second series now.
Yeah. Series 2 just came out, and there as other. But oh man, I love those action figures. So friggin' cool. So this is that's what this issue reminds me of, is those, and poor Mikey. He's like, what do you mean pretend? Oh no, Mikey didn't say that. The guy in the background said that, and. Looks like our witness has found us. Greetings and welcome to Stump Asteroid. And yeah, the tree stump is the guy who is the witness, and
he's a tree, and money grows on him.
Yes, quite literally. And he wants the turtles to fight in Grapple-Ganza. I'm the color commentator. He's the Jerry King Lolart. That's funny. Yeah, he's the commentator. He's not the promoter for it, and Mikey is ready, ready to do his thing. He's ready to wrestle. He's, oh my god, wrestling. Yes, I love wrestling. Raph, watch out for his other arms. Mikey, would you relax? The whole thing's fake. Fake. And then Raph gets his ass handed to him.
I never understood the whole wrestling is fake argument. Like, what do you mean fake? That dude literally climbed a ladder, jumped, fell 10, 12, 15 feet, and landed on a table. What's fake about that? Because, my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't care that they're writing the stories. That doesn't matter. What matters is these men are incredible athletes, wrecking their bodies for our entertainment, and they're great at what they do.
I think what they more so mean about it being fake is, and I've been doing a wrestling podcast on GCRN and This Week in Geek for 2.5 years now.
Yeah, I know you're a bigger fan than I am, but
it's okay, and that's fine. I'm just saying that I think the reason why a lot of people say it's fake is because they'll look at a wrestling match and see, if you've got somebody rolled up getting ready for a pin, they might whisper to their partner, okay, kick out after 2 or something. Obviously we can't hear that, but it's very well choreographed to where it may look like it's fake to some people. It's more in the up close, not the dives off the cages or the dives off the top rope, or going from one end of the ring to the other. It's not that stuff. It's the up close stuff that people think is fake.
Yeah, and I'm willing. When they say it's fake, to me they're dismissing not just the tap out in 2 and that wrist lock isn't actually a wrist lock kind of stuff. They end up using that statement to dismiss the whole sport, and well, what do you think if it's not? I mean, yes, it's scripted, but it's not fake, and maybe it's a word choice thing that I will stand up and defend wrestling. I don't get into the stories. I don't know anybody's name. But, hey, if somebody invites me to a pay-per-view at BW3 and it's free and I get to eat wings and watch people do amazing athletics, I will absolutely go see sweaty, muscular men throw each other around. It's entertaining. And this is entertaining, too. I'm looking at I'm on the page with the panel, the close-up with Mikey. Wide, pupilless eyes with the white highlight that looks like a physical brush. That whole panel looks hand colored to me. Man, stuff like that makes me want to draw right now. Oh my gosh.
Cool. Yep, very cool. So they eventually convinced the stump dude to go. Oh no, so they have to fix Grapple-Ganza because he feels that they've ruined Grapple-Ganza.
Yep.
And they have to basically face Crying Hoon and all of that.
Crying Hound, nice little character back from the Archie days, somebody we knew. Yeah, they go back. Well, the big thing here, I don't know. You didn't read Archie back in the day?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Nope.
So the costume, the turtles are having to fight. They're all going to be there, but the outfits that they're putting on are outfits that were the wrestling outfits from the Archie series. So Leo with the Wolverine looking mask, and
Yeah.
Donatello with the sunburst stars. Historically, the important part about these costumes were that back in the day, in the Mirage days, when the Eastman and Laird were messing around with the turtle designs, there are sketches out there that they both did where each of them was in a different outfit. And these are the outfits that they wore because they wanted to differentiate them. They wanted them to be more different than just the same turtle with a red headband. And this was one of the things. And so those designs ended up in the Archie comic, ended up in what we are looking at here, and it's wonderful.
Yep, very cool, very cool. So Hacker eventually comes in and ruins the whole thing, and again.
Oh, and it's a tag team match, and they're in the ring together, and Crying Hound is weeping over here because he's Crying Hound. Don't take kindly to being left out because nobody's tagging him in. I also got excited seeing the turtles in this fight and Raph in his costume. He's got black, just about everything, black mask over the head. In the Archie series, when the turtles came back to Earth from the asteroid, Raph stayed in that black costume for a very long time, almost a year. And even then, after that, the mask came off and he was a black body, and then the shirt came off and he had black pants, and to gradually transition back into being a traditional looking guy. So I was really kind of hoping that they'd have let him keep that black outfit and that he'd be wearing it in the regular series for a number of issues, because I'd have been all over that.
Yeah, absolutely. It reminds me of
Black Spider-Man?
Nah, I wasn't gonna go there. I was gonna go
Black
another No. Raph in the 2007 CGI movie when he was the Street Avenger or whatever his name was. Night Watcher, there you go. And he's like, yeah, but our partners are in trouble, and besides, don't you want to get in the ring, Mikey? And Mikey's like, cowabunga, dude. And he just comes in and kicks Hacker's ass all over the ring. Nice fight sequences. Love the various colors and all of that here.
The art, it's wonderful.
And he calls them his Stump Thumpers, and that's a name that's gonna stick.
Nah, probably not.
Let's hope not. And, are you nuts? We're almost killed getting out of there. Exactly, that's how you know it's not an angle. Absolutely. Love this. And is that Leatherhead at the end? Are you following this? Not really.
Hologram, maybe?
Yeah. Like, what's going on there? I don't know. Maybe they're in communicate with.
In the beginning I thought Professor Honeycutt was hologram. Yeah. There they are talking. They're on the ship.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Hologram.
Cool. Hologram. Alright, so this one ends with, somebody saying wrestling was fake, and Crying Hoon is like, get away from me, I'll show you, fake boy.
We also get to see the turtles are contractually obligated to return to Stump Asteroid to wrestle again, so I'm hoping we get to see those costumes come back, hoping we have another chance for Raph to wear black and stay black.
Oh, absolutely.
I really like this last preview image that I'm looking at on the page here. They're in a bar, lots of red, wonderful lighting. That's kind of a nice page, and I don't think that's not what my cover looks like, because I have a put together wrestling covers.
Yep. So issue 4. Issue 4 is probably my favorite of the 5. It's written by Ryan Ferrier. Ryan Ferrier, for those of you that don't know, wrote Hot Damn for IDW. He has written his own series. That was a creator-owned series for him with IDW. He started out doing other things with Monkey Brain Comics called Dave, D4VE, and he's gone on to do Dave 2 and Daveocracy, kind of playing into the whole election thing last year and everything else, and he's just a really, really cool writer. I know he had a gig on one of the other TMNT Universe issues, so we'll see him again once we eventually, I know I keep promising it, folks, we will get to TMNT Universe at some point, but I was so stoked to see him here. Chris Johnson is on art, Mark Englert is on colors, Sean Lee on letters, Bobby Curnow on editing, all of that, and we go to Palmadice City. Holy moly, this place is bonkers.
I don't remember this issue at all, so this is
How can you not remember this?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, I can't wait to get through this and see what it is.
How can you not remember that? Like, oh my god, this is like the issue. Like, I've been waiting since issue 1 for this guy to show up. Like, how do you not remember? So, yes, Professor Honeycutt is a hologram, and Leo's like, totally, but our eyes should be on one thing, Mikey, finding our next witness for Krang's trial, and that task may prove to be challenging, Leonardo. Not only is Palmadice the most dense planet in the system, it's also the most dangerous. An entire planet with money as its core foundation breeds a certain less than savory reputation. Your target is more elusive than most. Not a lot is known about him. And what is known is questionable. He's become a bit of a legend throughout several systems. Of course he has. Gentlemen, I would proceed with caution, and a little luck wouldn't hurt. You will most certainly need it. So they're walking around this little city thing, and Mikey's just, oh, disgusting, I love it. Oh, aggressive, I love it. Ooh, irresponsible, I love it. Mikey's turned into a bit of an irresponsible guy, and he started gambling, and yeah, they run into who they're looking for. Looks like we're not the only ones looking for Ace. Exactly. And what kind of duck are we dealing with here? Oh my god, they finally brought Ace into the comic. Little 10-year-old me is just like crapping his pants because, oh my god, I had Ace as a kid, as you know, the original. Oh god, oh, I was wondering when they were gonna be able to bring Ace in here, and this whole comic is just so great just because of that simple fact alone that it's Ace friggin' Duck.
I think he was one of the wrestlers in the old Archie series. And I don't remember much about him from that. I had the toy too. I remember his little brown hat and the little egg bombs on the belt.
Yeah, but Chris Johnson draws, and the colors on Ace, oh my god.
He looks like Launchpad McQuack to me with that larger chin.
Yeah, he does kind of, but he looks like a cooler Launchpad. Like,
I'm a pilot.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a pilot. Yeah, exactly.
That's a joke. My wife and I, we do that all the time. Hey, man, I need somebody who knows what they're doing here. I don't know how to do this thing that I'm doing. Jenny?
I'm a pilot. He's a much, I'd say he's a combination of Launchpad, Han Solo, and John Bender from St. Elmo's Fire. Like, he's that badass 80s teenager mixed in with Han Solo and Launchpad. He's much cooler than Launchpad.
I flipped through this issue just now, and I know why I don't remember this issue. Because I didn't read this one in the car.
Oh my god, you never do that.
It's all new to me.
Oh my god.
I thought I read it, but I didn't.
You never not read stuff in the car, dude. What the hell was going...
I gotta do that, man. I gotta...
Oh my god.
People I don't know because I didn't read this issue.
So yeah, Ace is super, super cool,
Well,
and
neat.
they need him, and... nice to meet you, Botticelli, or whatever your names are. Now, cut the nice guy act, valiant effort. Yet I award you no bounty. Tell Papa Chum to send some scarier goons next time. And Ace basically takes his jacket off, bares his wings, and we see various scars on the right side of his body, and he flies off.
I see. So these gangster goons attacked Ace. Turtles showed up, helped him out, and he thinks they're after him.
They're after him for the same reasons, yeah, and they're not.
Wait, Ace, we're not bounty hunters. We need your help about Krang. And then he
and then he's like, yeah, okay, cool. And we get his origin story, which I love that they did this in the muted yellow.
Yeah.
For the whole friggin' thing, that was so cool that they did that. Absolutely love that. Normally I don't like one specific color on the flashbacks, but because it is one artist and not two, like some comics will have the main artist on the art, but if it's flashbacks or whatever, or if it's future time, they'll have a different artist. I like that they use the same artist without needing to change the art style, and they just changed the color tone. I think that was so cool. And Ace's backstory, oh my god, so good. So damn good. Absolutely love that. I think my favorite part of this issue is seeing all of them in their clothing. Like, there's a panel later. Easy does it, bros. Just act natural, Leo says. Lovely day for a train ride. Jolly good tunnel. And Donnie, of all people, is the one that says, Mikey, shut it. Just this panel alone, Leo in the trench coat kind of thing, Mikey in the biker jacket looking thing, Raph in some jean jacket bully looking thing, Ace in his traditional jacket and jeans, and then Donnie in some sort of Indiana Jones looking getup. Just absolutely love that. I think that is so great.
Subway.
Yeah. On a subway on a different planet, yeah.
Hard to be discreet though when Hacker finds you and rips the back off the subway car and starts a fight.
Yeah, starts a fight. Damn, bounty hunters found me. That guy, he's kind of with us. That right? Well then, good luck with that, fellas. Ace cuts and runs. Splitsville for Ace. And, sorry, kid, you gotta fly. Wait, we have a cool red hot rod. It's cool. And that obviously sets it up for later, where Ace is gonna steal the car. I love the panel here, before we get to that, where Leo says, now's our chance. We gotta get off this train. And they all jump for it. Oh, I love that panel. Love that. Art is so good in this. Like, if Chris Johnson did more, like, in other, not just in the main ongoing, but if he does other, I'm gonna love it, because I just love his art style. It's got that, like, that photo glossy kind of look to it, where it's not totally photorealistic, but it's still got that sheen to it, and no, I don't mean Charlie or Martin or any of those family members. And yeah, Mikey won the lottery, and apparently he's rich. Ace runs off with the red hot battle cruiser thing, and hey dude, I won, help me carry this. I think you have a gambling problem, Mike. And in case you hadn't noticed, we are stranded on a very angry planet. Also, there's that. And Hackar comes after them again.
More money problems, man, Mikey whispers.
Oh, yes. More money, more problems. Oh, God. I love that song. More money, more problems. Love that song. Absolutely. What a 90s shtick. So, the bounty hunter dude's like, dead or alive, this system or any other, I want that duck. And they start betting on him, and betting on who's going to catch him, and Raph and Hacker have a little bit of a battle here, and they quite literally head butts, and Raph gets his head cracked, and Mikey tries to start gambling until Hacker grabs him, and Da-da-da-da-da! Ace Duck to the rescue. I don't know who you are or what your deal is, but I suggest you beat your feet before I blast you all the way to Bellerophon. And he starts using the weapons. Ace is back. He's so cool. Yeah, real cool, leaving us to handle the android assassin. And they have a discussion after he has, after he does, hiya fellas, you didn't think I was gonna just steal your ride and leave you here, did you?
Actually, we kinda did.
Yeah. Rule number 1, always run if you don't don't have to fight. It's quicker. Rule number 2, always bet on ace. Rule number 3, I'm driving. Adios, palm of dice. Unbelievable. And of course, Raph is ready to just beat Ace to shreds, and I'm a duck of action. I get things done one way or another. And they have this really, really cool discussion amongst all of them, and Ace finally gets it, and he's like, leave no soul behind. I get it now. And oh man, I hope they team these guys up again.
Like that guy's gonna be a lot of fun. I do hope we see him again.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely loved it. Loved the final thing. This whole series, we just finished talking about issue 4, folks. It's weird, it's awesome, it's cool as hell, but it doesn't feel like it's the heaviness that, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, the main ongoing is dealt and does continue to deal with very heavy issues. This is a mixture of things. I think it's more fun than message overall. Because essentially it's them, as we've said, it's them on an adventure to find these witnesses.
Yeah, and the reason this miniseries and a lot of the miniseries have that feeling of fun, I think, is that we are getting to see those more obscure characters that we all remember playing with as toys, and maybe didn't have a story outside of whatever we invented with our headcanon. So those are the things that I think make these feel more playful than the actual story. And yeah, the actual story does deal with those heady topics, and I think this even, Ace Duck watching his comrades die and being there.
Yeah,
it's
no,
heavy,
yes, yeah.
It's friggin' Ace Duck, and he's a swashbuckling Harrison Ford-like tough guy, and hey, that's cool. And I do think after going through this, he does need to come back. And that's the story of IDW, is that IDW introduces something and it's amazing, and we want more of it, but because there's so much cool stuff that they have to do, that they want to do, it'll take a while for us to get back to it. But it'll come someday, because...
It'll come someday, absolutely.
Here's to issue 200, guys. Don't stop.
Yes, exactly. What I notice now with issue 5, and I don't know if it's in every single issue, under the story so far, there's a little asterisk that says, editor's note, reading TMNT 73 before this issue is suggested, but not required. So, I love that Bobby threw that little note in there to anybody just reading this series alone.
Yep.
For me, I don't mind that I have not seen or read issue 73 at this point, because I look at this as, okay, something happened in issue 73 that they are now on this adventure to find these witnesses, and okay, I'll read issue 73, 74, 75 afterwards.
Yep.
Final issue here, issue number 5, story by Devin Grayson, art by Craig Rousseau, colors by Leonardo Ito, letters by Sean Lee, edits by Bobby Curnow, all that good stuff. And we go to a planet of plants, planet Totus. And this is a very different art style. Completely, like, this is more of the Nick Turtle adventure comic stuff, like TMNT Adventures kind of.
Yeah, stylistically there's something going on with this, and it'll come to me.
Yeah. So Hakkar is on this planet of plants, and it's all one big giant organism. and he just tries to start blowing it away, and yeah, not good. We see Zach and Kala, and then, Leo's like, okay guys, let's review what we know about this planet. It's populated exclusively by botanical life. Botanical? Plants, but plants that can think and maybe move around a little.
Like killer tomatoes.
Attack of, yes.
Yes.
Exactly. Not like killer tomatoes, according to my research. Very peaceful. I like the backgrounds in this. I like the art style, but like I said, it's more in the style of the adventure comics that they're currently doing with Nickelodeon and IDW, so I'm not really too thrilled that the IDW main continuity turtles kind of look like the Nick Turtles. Not specifically like the Nick Turtles, like I don't see Greg Sipes's or hear his voice with Mikey here, but just it's too similar to that for me. But that's just a little nitpick on the art. So the turtles have an interesting time trying to figure out what this planet of plants is. Kind of reminds me of Mogo in the Green Lantern universe. Like, the entire planet is the witness kind of thing. Hakkar goes and destroys more stuff. Donnie and Leo think they have a plan, but Leo's like, this is gonna work, isn't it? And not quite. Kinda works, but not really. And the plant people are still trying to figure out what the turtles are. That they can't quite wrap their head around the fact that they're individual organisms, kind of thing. I love where Leo says, which is why we'd like to ask your permission to collect evidence in the wastelands ourselves. Raph's like, we would. We have Zach and Kala again, which is nice to see more of them.
Getting chased by something.
Something, yeah.
I think they're critters from the planet.
Probably. And they're going to play a game of hide and seek in the asteroids. So, yay, another Star Wars reference. So they go to the wastelands and they find this one Polly, who apparently was ostracized or was a virus or something, and she kind of attacks Mikey and
Gassed him.
Yeah, she gassed him, and Raph's
Or
like,
pollinated.
yeah, something. Raph's like, gotcha. Let me go. This is my territory. You do not belong here. Oh, you're a little feisty little one, aren't you, Buttercup? So we get more of we get this one plant's origin here, and in one horrible second I was severed from everything I had ever known. I lost my purpose, my identity, your family, because that's what we are, a family, and if you hurt Mikey, I swear I'll grind you into grass mulch. It was just concentrated pollen. It'll wear off any minute now. And then Mikey went and smoked some weed. I know, I said no anchovies. This is not my pie. Pie? He means pizza. Excuse me, please. Pizza? Why would I want furry fish on my slice? Why? Snap out of it, Mikey, would ya? Greetings, honored guests. We are Polyglot, and we regret to inform you that mutants may not pass beyond this boundary. You gonna stop me, Pipsqueak? It means me. And this is the little Buttercup plant thing, because she says, this is how Totus views me now, a criminal, a parasite. I do not expect you to understand, but our planet is a complete organism. We are all one. And one for all! Way to throw in a Three Musketeers reference, and Mikey's like, "Girl, we all about that." Like Will Smith is voicing him or something. Oh my God, no. Donnie, you're a genius, and they figure out that Polly can be the ambassador of this planet, and she can go off to other worlds, and very, very, very cool. Love this. At the end here, you were right about everything. The witnesses are plants. Can't even leave the planet. Good. One less thing to worry about. You didn't run into those infernal turtles, did you? They were there, but they didn't get anything either.
They didn't. I think they did.
I think they did, yeah. Issue 5, absolutely love it. I think it was so fun, so interesting. We have 5 different planets that the turtles have all gone to, 5 different species of character kind of thing, and just so cool. And
I think Raph says on that last page, let me make sure that was Raph, because, colors can sometimes shift with the lighting. Not the last page, second last page. He's talking to Polyglot. Oh, it's Raph. Yep.
Yeah, it's Raph because he calls her Buttercup.
And there's that family word. You can't throw that around in the Turtles world, and that's a loaded word.
And it goes back to the whole thing of Raph. Raph likes the pets. Mm-hmm. Technically, Buttercup is not a pet, but I mean, he's had Slash, he's had this, he's had that, he's got Pepperoni, all of that, and that's what Raph has always been. He's always had the pets and all of the incarnations of himself. He's always been affectionate to the animals and the plants more than most of them. Except for Mikey in the next series with Ice Cream Kitty, which Ice Cream Kitty still freaks me out.
Mikey had Clunk in the old series, but
yep.
Raph still, generally is the one that's had the pets.
Had the pets, yeah. TMNT DX, absolutely love it. The whole series. There were several things with the various art styles. It's more the last one was a little too jarring for me of a change of art style. The others kind of all fit in together. This issue 5 it fit, but it didn't really fit, and I guess that's kind of the point of it. Overall, I'd give the whole series 4.5 out of 5.
That sounds good to me too. I think this series is one of the more enjoyable miniseries. Just kind of. It was more fun. You got to see a lot of these characters from the old books that they show up again. So that's I think what would give it more than the 4 that I would ordinarily give a miniseries that was disconnected and not inconsequential, but extra to the other books.
Yep, absolutely. Any other final thoughts on TMNT DX?
No. I do hope that eventually we get to see way more of these characters that got introduced here. Hacker, I think, is a lot of fun, and I want to see the Turtles face off with him again.
Yeah, he is very much so much fun. For a bounty hunter, he did a lot more than Boba Fett ever did. I mean, Boba Fett did was getting eaten by the Sarlacc. I mean, come on. Yeah, not really. My God, Boba Fett.
I don't get the Boba Fett love either. I'm glad you're with me on that.
I mean, I finally understood it when there was more, if you read the Jango and Boba Fett is dead, those two trades, which are now part of Marvel since it's not Dark Horse anymore, or whoever used to have, after reading those, I got those and I understand it now, but the Boba Fett love from the original trilogy, I don't friggin' get whatsoever.
It looks cool, just not enough of a story for me to care.
Nope. So TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Dimension X, 5-part miniseries, absolutely loved it. Where can the people interact with you online, sir?
And the best place to get a hold of me is on the Geek Stuff Garage Sale page. If you go to facebook.com/Geek Stuff Garage Sale, Send a message there, ask me questions, whatever you'd like to do regarding the podcast. That's where to get a hold of me.
Awesome. I am at TFG and Mike on Twitter. You can follow at the Pullbag on Twitter. Also follow at GeekCast Radio for all the other network updates. You can also check out the Pullbag on Facebook. I think it's facebook.com/thepullbag. I don't know. Link will be in the show notes, folks. For now, make your greatest game into comics and join us in late October throughout November for Out of Time October, where Steve Megatron joins me to talk about the IDW Back to the Future comics. Great Scott, this is going to be heavy.
The show?
No.
Or that? Oh, no, the quote from the movie.
No.
Heavy.
You fail.
Epic fail. And if you're not down with that, Billy's got 2 words for ya!
You've just heard the latest episode of The Pullbag, the GCRN's comic review and discussion podcast. There are several ways to get in touch with us and leave feedback for the show. You can visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on the episode and all of our different podcasts. You can rate our show on iTunes. Be sure to leave us feedback. Call the voicemail line, 502-526-5821. Please remember to tell us the show you were leaving the message for and your name. Become a fan of us on Facebook by searching Geek-Cast Radio Network. Send us an email feedback at geekcastradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at Geek-Cast Radio. So until next time, make your great escape into comics and unleash the geek in you.